When I lived in the city, I used to come to this specific spot whenever I needed to get away from stress or noise of the city.
I need to go to my quiet place.
I used to just sit here and listen to the birds singing and the water falling. And it didn't matter if it was summer, winter, spring, autumn, this was always the spot. But one day in particular stood out the most. It was November 26, 2017. And what I saw that day has stayed with me all these years. On the side of this concrete structure, somebody had made a Banksy-style artwork of two rats pouring out green liquid into the water, kind of like they were poisoning the water. And there was a white text saying, "We will rule the world." And that image has stayed with me all these years. You can't really see it any longer because it's covered with moss and lichens and stuff like that. Time has washed it away. Oh baby. Oh baby. But it gets better. On that same exact day, just for a brief moment, the water was the same color as the poison. The same neon green color. All these years ago, I didn't know anything about the biology of water. I couldn't understand why the water was green. I thought that the artist had colored the water to match the exact same poison coming out from the barrel of the rats. So I called the city of Lund to ask, why is the water green here? What's up with this weird green neon color? And their answer was, it's algae. It's caused when there's too much nutrients in the water and too much light. See, if you were to put fish poop, fish food, nutrients in a bowl of water, blast that with light, eventually that water will turn green. Me being here on that exact day as the algae bloom, it was just the alignment of planets. I felt like I wanted to bring it to life. So today I'm going to make an exact replica of this concrete structure, well, as close as I can get at least. So first of all, I have to gather a lot of footage, a lot of inspiration. I can see here that the concrete is divided. It has all these lines here. There's a lot of moss growing on it, and I just love the different colors. Some colors even match my bike. You can see here that there's a pipe, water running down into a little pond. We're gonna do this in a nano tank. We don't have much space to work with, so I don't think we can have any animals inside, but maybe some snails, maybe some shrimp. It's very scary actually. From this tunnel you can hear some, I don't know, it sounds like growling almost, like, but it's probably just noises from cars and traffic, hopefully. Back to the countryside. Don't ever get roosters. Perfect. Alrighty then. So, In this bucket, I have moldable decoration concrete. Okay, in my head this was supposed to be very easy, but it's turning out to be a bit challenging. I think I made this hole a bit too big, but we can always close it with the concrete, so. To get this as round as possible, I think the easiest would be to use something like this. This is just a plastic bottle that I'm gonna place like this, and then we cover the gaps. I'm contemplating to actually make the pipe a bit deeper than it actually is, just to get a little bit more depth. So it's now the next day, and before I went to bed, I came down here to remove the tunnel. I really wanted to make a replica, but then I remembered that the tunnel should be on the other side, of course. Another day has passed, and we're now in my garage. If we go back to take a look at the original concrete structure, I can see here that the concrete is divided. It has all these lines here. It's not one big blob of concrete. It's actually many blocks that they've stacked on top of each other. So, let's see. The first line starts roughly here. Alright, so if we take a look at the concrete structure, you can see here that this is basically the same color. I do need to make some dirty water to make it look like it's aged. I think I'm just gonna add a thin layer of color fix, to seal in the concrete a bit. The whole structure needs to be lifted from the ground a bit so we can have the water fall. So we have to have a false bottom, a pump on the other side with some filter foam that pumps water into the pipe that then runs down into the water.